Welcome in to the Lat Cave. This is podcast number 2. My name is Danny. I'm your host. And to my left,
I'm Drew.
And I'm Mason.
And today we're going to be talking about life, fitness, anything under the sun. How are you guys today?
I'm doing pretty good.
I had a good day.
Yeah? You should tell us about it.
Well, today I did a few mods on my Suron. Nothing crazy. There was one when I was putting it together. I sheared one of the screws that held in the brake sensor, so my brake lights weren't actually activating whenever I would brake. So
Yeah.
we got that whole retapped. So I got the brake sensors in. I took all the stickers off. So it was like yellow stickers. I didn't really fuck with it, so those had to go.
Murder the bike out.
You'd be looking a little like a bumblebee.
Yeah, for real. I mean, it's called the Ultra B. I guess it's supposed to look like that, but no, we want a murdered out look.
Yeah, it's clean.
Also, my new pegs came in, foot pegs. So
Hey.
those are a lot more grippy, good for wheelies.
There you go. Hey, you want grippy pegs. That's for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, honestly, thing hauls it.
Oh yeah, you wrote it this morning.
I did write it this morning. It was kind of scary. I'm not even gonna lie.
Dude, I was scared the first time I wrote
I
it.
had it in eco mode, and then I was like, "Damn, this thing pulls."
This has
And
got a
then-
sport mode.
Yeah, then you put it into regular drive mode, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" The front like starts to hop up a little bit. I didn't even go into sport mode because I'm like, I'm not crashing.
I
His
haven't.
brand new bike.
It's that quick.
Yeah,
Dude, it's so torquey.
it's like
And-
goes.
It's like an electric car. Like you don't have to wait for that engine.
The lag, yeah.
It's just instant torque.
Damn.
And so,
Dude,
I
I want
swear
one
I
so
haven't
bad.
even tried sport mode.
Oh,
I haven't even tried it.
it's
Really?
scary because you lose control.
It's
I
meant
feel
for like dirt bike trails.
yeah. Oh my gosh. So you're supposed to have like loose traction, so it's supposed to kind of
Yeah.
carry you.
But my friend Ryan yesterday, he put it in sport mode and he was like, "Dude, this thing wheelies so easy."
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's cool. No, I want an electric bike so bad.
Now you do.
Now I do even more. Yeah,
You haven't even rid the Ron.
rid the run. Yeah, pretty interesting. Yeah, Drew, what's up with you?
Nothing much.
Sitting over there looking all pretty.
We're getting into the growing season, so getting a little excited here. With
Yeah.
the grass growing, kind of like my dad's senses are tingling a little bit.
There you go.
Getting the new smells of the season, and
Yeah, spring's coming.
Birds are chirping.
I woke up this
Leaves are
morning.
needing to be cleaned up. We're excited, ready to go. Pulling the mowers out. Drew and I just got a shed, right?
Storage unit.
Her shed/storage unit for our equipment, and we put all our equipment in there, and we're all
Yeah.
set.
Pretty much getting everything ready for the season, and it's go time in about a week. So
Yeah, 1 week. Got a whole bunch of jobs lined up.
Really, 1 week is when you start?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got starting this upcoming Saturday. From Saturday, and then the next 8 days, we have a schedule. We have a scheduled job every single day.
You doing these like in the afternoon?
No,
After-
morning.
morning, and then we mow
What
afterwards.
about your job?
He's done on
Done on
Thursday, Friday.
You put
Done.
in your like 2
I
weeks.
put my 2 weeks on Monday last week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
Boys finally breaking out.
There you go.
I'm free willy now.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
That's good for you though.
It's good. We're gonna kind of get into our mojo here. I mean, yes, it's landscaping, but we got to grind. It's a balls to the wall kind of motion.
And you like the physical work a lot
Yeah,
more
keeps
than
you
your
in
desk
shape.
job.
yeah, it's
Like you are
I'm
just so miserable at that.
yeah. I'm just a go getter, so I'm not a desk guy. Just does not how my brain works. That's why our clothing brand is it's kind of perfect as well. We just kind of go and
Yeah,
get what you can done.
yeah. There you go. And the landscaping, it's gonna, this next week, it's gonna be kicking up.
I mean, we got a
Starting
new
up.
trailer. We got new equipment put on the trailer.
Yeah.
Everything maintained and
Yeah. I want to ask you a question. What do you think, how important do you think the level of equipment like, let me rephrase that. How important do you think like having the right equipment to use on certain jobs, like a commercial mower versus a residential mower? How important do you think that is?
Well, if you want to be efficient and you want to make more money per time, because in essence, a service industry job is time equals money, and it's a direct ratio. The more time you spend on a job, kind of the less money you're going to make per hour. So if you have better equipment, then you're going to be having less time per job, and then you can still charge the same amount of money. So in essence, you make more money per time. So the more and better equipment we have, the more money we make.
Yeah.
In essence. So
it's up there with the importance.
that's why this year from last year, we are upgrading some of our mowers. We're making sure everything's fine-tuned, gas equipment rather than batteries, so you're not running on time limits.
Yeah, last year we were starting with residential mowers. This year we're starting the year with commercial.
Yep. So
really nice. Yeah, pretty cool.
what's going on with you lately?
Well, I'm just contacting a whole bunch of customers, getting contracts lined up, landscaping jobs, getting new mowing customers. Cool thing that I did this week was I actually ordered business cards for our company.
Updated business cards.
Updated business cards. And I think that's super important along with the door hanger flyers because you can't just post online, right? You need to attack online as well as going door to door or getting your flyer out there. And the more your name is out there, the better customer base, the bigger it's going to grow. And I think that's super important to get both sides of online and in person.
Well, everything too, service industry wise, is going by reviews. So if you have a lot of customers talking about they did a good job for me, the word of mouth is going to be really, really good for traveling and getting new customers versus just posting about it, because anyone can post. But
Yeah.
to have somebody say, oh, yeah, they did a really good job, then you have that reassurance. And
Yeah.
so reviews on your pages, that's super, super important.
We got to get Google Ads going more.
Yeah,
We do have Google Ads going, but we need to look into how to get on the top of the list. Is our next goal. That's super important because when you go on Google, right, for your Sur-Ron, right, and you're looking at electric bikes, are you most likely gonna look at the top 3 on the list, or are you gonna scroll down to the 18th one?
Usually I can't find what I'm looking for, so I have to scroll down.
Okay, fair.
Well, if you do anything else.
Yeah, generally speaking, like I
think Google is not good for the stuff I use it for.
Yeah, I guess it all depends. But like for landscaping and lawn mowing and stuff, when you're searching up lawn care near me, the customer's most likely going to click on the top one, and then if it's not that, it's the second one, and keep going down and down. So I think we looked and we were like the 16th or 17th one on the list. We're getting clicks, but our impressions are. I think we have 25,000 impressions on our ad, and we have a little over 200 clicks.
So that
and those clicks, so you have impressions, you have clicks, and then you have your like conversion rate. So what percentage of those clicks turn into actual leads?
I think we're at
and then what percent of those leads get turned to actual customers? So the numbers just get smaller. So if you increase the clicks, because impressions, we're reaching people. We're just, for whatever reason, they're not clicking on our stuff. They're scrolling right past it because we're 16th or 17th on the list. So that is the next thing that we got to figure out. Super important.
Yep, we've also had a new product for our clothing brand created this week. It's still in the works, as like most of our stuff is, but we do have a jersey that's being made. Right, you designed that.
Yep.
And we kind of finalized our concept of that this week, and that's getting put in the works. And now we're going to be waiting for some samples and see how that turns out.
Yeah, it should come within the next 2 weeks.
2 weeks,
something like that. Yeah, super exciting.
Is that your normal lead time for your samples? 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's about. It
About-
depends how much they can source. Sometimes they have to look for the fabric and then go buy the fabric before, and that sometimes takes 2 weeks, and then they make it for 2 weeks. So sometimes it takes a month. But if they have it in stock, then they can take it and make it. Probably get it to you in 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Depends how complicated it is too. Which ours is not very complicated.
Yeah, no.
It's pretty minimalistic. So
Our jersey's made out of like a mesh material, so it's high quality, but it's just a different material that's a little bit easier to get for manufacturers. So that's why it may be quicker than other ones. So
but yeah, that's I'm super excited for that one.
yeah,
That should be pretty cool.
yeah, designed right off the dome.
Yeah,
It was
that
cool.
one.
I just thought of it. I was like, dude, we should do this because I've seen some inspiration.
That was like one of your creative like spurts, like something you just got to kind of run with.
Speaking of that, I love that you brought that up, Drew, because creativity really comes from random spurts of little thoughts, right? You're not going to plan to be creative. There's no planning. When you're creative, it's like, oh my gosh, I have an idea, and you got to jump on it. So it's really interesting.
That's why when you see somebody having a creative spurt, don't shit on their parade. Like,
Yeah.
kind of just let them do their thing, and then once it's kind of like all put out there and their wheels are done turning, then you kind of be like, all right, so what are we doing here? What did you mean by this? If you try to like correct them, it kind of just kills it. And then
That's also a good point, because creativity is directly related to vulnerability and taking risks. So when you're being creative, you're taking what you see in your mind and you're trying to put it out in the real life, real world. So if you have people from the outside that are like, "Well, that's wrong," or "That doesn't look good," or this or that, instead of saying that, people should be like, "Oh, I like this. I don't like this. And with this part, you should change it like this." You know, adding
Constructive
on to it,
criticism.
constructive criticism. It's really important, especially with making the samples. Like if I made a design and you two came up to me and were like, "That's the shittiest design I've ever seen," I'd be like, never wanting to make a design ever again. But you reframe that, you can build off of each other, and boom, you have a really, really cool design, which we do for this next drop.
it's
Fair-
like
yeah.
it's like kind of it's a little bit edgy, but not at the same time. Like I feel like our brand is very minimalistic, so it's not kind of too crazy of designs, but like this is a little bit different, but still like monochromatic to where slightly monochromatic, so where it's only hints of color and hints of
Yeah, very clean.
it's very clean and minimalistic, so it like blends well with everything.
Mason, how do you feel about like gym clothes that are very graphic? Would you rather wear something more clean and simple or graphic in the gym?
Honestly, I think kind of a mix of in between, you know. I'll wear, I don't know, it depends. Depends on what I'm feeling that day. I'll kind of wear both, but if something's like it's like a minimal overall, but it's got like an edgy graphic or something like that. It's not like in your face. I think that's what I usually lean towards.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a lot of like graphic canvas tees that I usually just wear to the gym.
Yeah.
I prefer that over like a blank t-shirt if it's oversized. But if it's like tight, then I prefer minimal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's more of a fitted,
Like a compression.
if it's more of a fitted shirt in general, yeah, I'd prefer it to be minimal to blank.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you see, like, it's really interesting because what I noticed when Gymshark came out, I think it was like, what year was it? 2014? So around there, I think.
Yeah, it was
Pretty sure.
2014.
Yeah, so Gymshark, they're very simple. They're like a very minimalistic, you know, it's just their logo or their name and their shirt or product or whatever it is. And then all of a sudden, these newer gym brands come in, like Young LA, and they have these like graphic designs on the back. And there was one that was like, it said Young LA, but it's like super scribbled on the back. It looks cool, but like super in your face, super graphic. So it's cool to see how it shifts from like Gymshark to then Young LA type clothes, and then now what's next? Is it going to go back to simple, or is it going to be something else?
I feel like it's kind of dependent on the person, you know, because I still see people repping Gymshark. It kind of depends. If that person wants to kind of show off that edgier side of themselves, they'll probably go with a brand like Young LA. But then if someone's like, oh, maybe not trying to be seen, they're just trying to go in and get their workout in, they kind of want to keep to themselves. I feel like maybe they would just wear the simple stuff.
Yeah.
Because I mean, when I'm in the gym and I see like a really cool graphic, I'll have to like go up to them and say, "Hey, man, I like your shirt." Like, because some of those are pretty cool. They're out there, and it invites me to like go over and give that person a compliment and just spark a conversation. So that's kind of how I don't know. I notice that stuff, so it makes me think it's kind of the type of person and what they're feeling.
Yeah.
I think it's, well, part of our brand too is going to be like kind of in the middle. So there's no like center spot where you're like, okay, that's too edgy or that's too plain. We can kind of balance back and forth. And so I feel like this jersey is going to be a little bit less minimalistic than what the rest of our stuff is.
But clean.
But it's like, it's not loud. So like it's very clean. It's very simplistic, but there's hints of detail that if you really look, you'll see. And
if the design ends up in person how it is in like from my head,
even on the the tech packs,
I'm so excited.
Yeah,
I think that product could be our best product of the drop.
Because typically, like jerseys are very like big patches, huge patches, like colors, different colors, and I think ours is going to be minimizing that part of it, but like accentuating the graphic, the detailed portions of it. So I'm super excited for it.
Super excited, yeah.
It should be pretty cool. We got some others. We actually about probably in the next 2 weeks got 3-4 different packages coming, samples. It should be done very soon.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very cool. Mason, you said something before about people wearing minimalistic clothes to not stand out in the gym, and it kind of reminded me of a topic that we could talk about. And how do you guys, what advice do you guys have for people who are thinking about going to the gym, thinking about starting whatever they're trying to start, but they don't know why they can't get to that next level. They don't know why they don't know why they're not starting yet, but they want to. But what advice do you guys have for people out there?
I think people like to create excuses for themselves because they're comfortable where they're at, but they have this kind of inner desire that they know they want to be doing more and they should be doing more and they deserve to be doing more for themselves. But then it's just getting out of that comfort zone. So people like to make excuses, I think. But it's really, you just got to take that leap and get in there. If that's something that you think you could benefit from, which I think anyone, no matter what, you can benefit from physical exercise. I mean, it's probably the number one way to extend your life, you know, and have a happier, healthier life. Like I just don't see any drawback to it. It's just getting out of your comfort zone, and a lot of people, I think, are really, really comfortable just doing their normal routine. And I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
I think there's one portion that you miss, and I think while you're spot on, people are afraid of being judged.
Yes.
And so
spot on right
while
there.
you are right that they don't want to be comfortable, I think some people get to the point of where they're willing to be uncomfortable, but they're so scared of what somebody else is going to say about how they look, how their form is, even though they're learning and they're trying, that people are going to be like, are you dumb? Like, you don't know how to bench press, or you're dumb, you don't know how to squat, or even the simplest stuff, which people overarchingly start out with the negatives. And they'll be like, well, what if somebody says this about me? What if somebody says that? There's so many what ifs that you will never ever do anything in your life if you're afraid of the what ifs. So people just literally got to start, and they got to not. You're always going to care a little bit, but not like be so worried about what other people are going to think about you in a negative way, and think more of, well, they're going to see me trying, and they're going to see me putting effort in this, and they're going to be like, oh, good job.
And you will get both sides, right? You will get positive and negative feedback always. That's with anything. And this pertains to not just the gym, but, doing content. I think content is even worse than the gym, because the gym, you could go, like, let's say you have a 24-hour gym. You could go at 3 a.m. No one's really there. You work out in silence. You don't tell anyone. You're by yourself. Okay, fine. So the only thing that you have to do is have self-discipline to get there at that time. Now, when it comes to social media and content and things that we're doing, we're trying to progress in and get better at, I think that is the hardest thing, because you're choosing to have you have an idea in your head. You're choosing to record it, edit it, post it, and the positive feedback's coming, and also the negative feedback is coming.
And anything and everything you say can be taken two different ways.
Yes.
So like, no matter what you say, if you say I love puppies, somebody could say, well, why do you hate cats? Like literally having nothing to do with anything at all, remotely.
It's the power of social media and how it works.
Interpretation is what it is. But like, when it comes to the gym and working out, I think people say, oh, it's just working out, I'm fine, I don't need it. Or it's like, well, I'm too busy. And that's the biggest excuse of, like, there's no reason you're too busy. I mean, to be healthy is number one in your life. And if you're not healthy, then you can't do anything else.
Yep.
So if you can't wake up in the morning and feel good, your whole day is shot no matter what. So like,
you could have all the money in the world,
and if you're sick because of unhealthy habits, then you're also screwed.
Yep.
So I mean, it comes to a point of what sacrifice do you have to make? And if you're sacrificing money to buy drinks, go out to the bar, maybe you don't go out as much so you can buy that gym membership. Or you say, oh, it's so expensive. Well, look at what you're spending somewhere else, and then say, okay, I'm not going to spend it here, but I'll spend it at the gym. Because literally, if you use a gym membership, it's so worth it. And you feel so much better mentally, physically, and then you feel better as a person with your confidence. It's like it's just a no-brainer for me.
Yeah.
It's just that fear of trying something new, getting out of your comfort zone, fear of being judged.
And
it's also like there's so much. We're like, what's the word? There's just so much information out there on like what workouts to do, or like how to do a certain form. Like, people could be overwhelmed by the amount of options, and they're like, well, where do I start? This is so overwhelming. There's so many different things that, people are out there recommending. But really it doesn't have to be that complicated. You just got to get in there, and you slowly start to teach yourself, maybe watch some tutorials.
You just have to go.
But it's out there. It's just, you got to just start small and be consistent.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's a very good point. Not knowing where to start is also, I think, one of the hardest parts, especially since us three have been lifting, working out, physically active forever. It's kind of like your second nature. If I want to work my triceps, I'm going to do something that pushes, right? I mean, that's just how our brains are trained to think. But somebody who's never done that before, that wants to learn, they're going to be like, I don't know what this machine does. I don't know what it's doing.
I don't know I don't know what you're supposed to feel.
Where you're supposed to feel it, or where you're not supposed to feel it.
Yeah.
And so to give people that information, I'm actually going to try to come out with like a program, a very minimal program of like what to do. And like, a lot of people do it, but I feel like the people that you build trust with people, and to show them what you do, show them what they can do is super basic, and they'll still get them fit and get toned and fix some of those insecurities. Part of it is obviously discipline to do it every single day, but I think having a starting point from somebody that knows what they're talking about, and by no means am I studying this stuff, like scientifically speaking, but from personal experience to have the bulk with my own body, to cut with my own body, to grow muscles in certain areas, and I see results. So results speak louder than any study I feel like you could do, and you just kind of got to go from there. So I will be trying to put out a little program eventually.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. Yeah. I think what you said before about like doing certain things that worked for you. And I think a lot of people, what works for you may not work for someone else. And a lot of people have to understand that, because let's say you make a program, you send it out, and then everyone's like, or some people are like, oh, that didn't work. That was a scam, da da da. But first of all, what's your goal? What's their vision? Are they trying to gain weight, like muscle? Are they trying to lose fat? Are they trying to, what's their end goal? And taking that specific path towards your goal, there's different steps towards each goal. So people have to understand that before they do it, and just do your research. I mean, get a program or do some research, get a mentor to help you with your path and reaching your goals. And I think that's like the first step that people looking to get into the gym or start recording content or whatever it is that you want to do that's a little bit more risky, I guess, or just kind of looked at as like a weird thing to do. Start. The first thing you got to do is actually just start. Just press record, go to the gym. You just got to go. Stop thinking about it. And then the second thing is start educating yourself and building yourself on more and more knowledge every single day with whatever it is.
And when people start, they have to realize it's going to be challenging. You're going to be working your body in ways that you've never worked it before. So you might feel, soreness that you've never felt before, but that's all part of the process. Your body gets used to it. And the more you do it, you actually start to like that soreness. Would you say that?
Yep.
You feel like your muscles, when they're worked, they feel better than when you haven't worked out for even 3 days.
Well, that's how you know you've done it good. I mean, if you're sore, that means, especially now in our like
Stage.
we've been through it. So like when you finally get a sore day, you're like, oh yeah, I hit it really good.
Yeah.
I like the feeling. I don't like, because I can't really feel anything in my muscles when I, take a few days off or a week off. It feels like, I don't know, I'm not as strong. I'm not as...
It's in your routine.
I don't have as good posture.
Yeah. No, that reminds me about being sore and stuff. Like the first time I lifted, my arms were stuck like this. I hit biceps, and I woke up the next day, and I literally woke up like this. My arms were locked.
Well, that's when I started taking you through my workouts.
Yeah.
When I used to teach him when we were growing up. So
Yeah.
I didn't have a lot of friends. So I was just in the gym, locked in all the time. That's just what I did. And then he started growing up and wanted to be like me, as a younger brother does. And so I was teaching him everything I knew. And I put him through a rigorous workout. He was like, dude, my arms are stuck bent.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it hurt. And before, I tried to do it by myself before you, and I was working out. I would go to the gym and be like, okay, I got to hit shoulders, biceps, triceps, legs, abs. I was doing a whole body Monday through Saturday. So I had no idea what I was doing. I was just like, I'm lifting, and I didn't know what to feel or what to do or what machine did what. But what I did was I got someone who knew a little bit more than me, and you helped me out. And then the next morning, I was like a little dinosaur, little T-Rex arms, just couldn't move.
Something else that I think is super helpful, like when you're trying to guide somebody, and part of this whole social media thing is to show people kind of what you do and to teach people. At the end of the day, you want to leave people better than what they were before they listen to you. And when I teach someone, I want them to be able to make those decisions for themselves. I don't want them to just come work out with me or listen to what I say and just only do what I say. I want them to apply what I'm saying and say, okay, he said this, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And okay, well, if I look at this I could apply that there. Oh, this makes sense now. And then you kind of build into be like building your own workout from what I've suggested, or maybe you say, oh, this is similar to what he said, and this works better for me, because a lot of your lifting is to be a mind muscle connection. So if you lift and you don't feel anything, then there's no point in doing it.
Yeah.
Like you got to find what works for you at the end of the day.
Because there's multiple exercises for certain muscle groups. For quads, for example. And if one exercise you're not getting a good mind muscle connection, which mind muscle connection means when you're doing a lift, you literally feel your muscles like tearing in a good way. And when you feel like it's, you know, a really good lift, and you'll find out which machines or workouts do that for you and which ones don't, and you gotta just stay towards the ones that feel like good mind muscle connection.
So when did you guys start working out, and why did you decide to start? So
I started working out, I think it was sophomore year of high school. So I don't even know why I started working out. My family had a gym membership. We used to go and play basketball all the time, so never hit the weights. And then
did you feel scrawny?
I was so skinny. Like I was 135 pounds, something like that, when I was in high school. And now, well, when I started lifting, I started gaining weight. And when I really started gaining weight was when I went to college. I literally was senior year of high school. I was 155 pounds going into my senior soccer season. And then I went to college. I did a lot. This was the mid-COVID, so I did a lot of research. I was following Alex Eubank. I was super into the fitness. I figured out what creatine was, protein powder, how to eat, how to bulk, how to gain weight, and I put on like 30 pounds of muscle, whatever. I bulked up a little bit. Then I had an abscess in my tonsil, couldn't eat for like 3 weeks, lost all the weight. I went down to 155 pounds again my freshman year of college. And then finally, sophomore year is when I was able to get up to 190. I was up to 198 at my heaviest, at my bulk. And then...
That's insane.
Yeah, then I cut back down again. And so I've been through it the whole time. But over those years, I mean, you kind of figure out what you like. I always hated legs, but I was playing soccer. So my legs were being used every single day in high school. We had hour-and-a-half practices, and there was no need to do legs at that time in my head. And it was kind of just figuring it out as I go, and now I kind of have a more of a strategic plan.
All the soccer players I knew in college hit legs like the hardest.
I hate legs. Well, not actually. I kind of like legs now. I'm not even gonna lie. It's been hitting different lately, but I like chest. Like my chest is just something that I've always wanted to have bigger, and it's not my genetics strong suit. So like my arm, my biceps and triceps tend to be more genetically bigger, and I've only ever hit it once a week when I was growing up, and it was always bigger than my chest, which was frustrating. But it's just part of each person. Each person has different genetics, and each person has different inserts to their muscles, so everything looks different. And that's also something you got to know. You're not going to look like your Instagram celebrity. So, I mean, anyone can say, I want to look like for me, I wanted a chest like Alex Eubank, right? He's got a big chest, but if you look closely, his inserts go together. But if you look at my chest, my inserts don't go together. They stop. So my sternum actually separates my pecs. And so if you...
He's also very minimally not natty.
He's good. Well, we used to watch him when he was natural. Like I followed him.
Yeah.
Still insane. His chest insertions were insane, and
it's always been like that. But it's interesting to see how different your body is compared to others. So that's why you can never actually compare.
Yeah, it's just different.
Body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
Shouldn't compare to anyone unless
but yourself.
It's your previous self.
Yeah.
If you live by that, you will be like mentally healthier, for sure.
Yeah. I would say that I got into the gym probably, I want to say 8th grade, because if it was 3 years behind him, 2 or 3 years behind him, roughly. And yeah, I just got into it because I was like, well, my older brother's doing it, and my friends at school are doing it around me, so might as well try it. And then yeah, we just kind of kept going, and we stayed super consistent. And then yeah, I mean, we've developed tremendously since when we started. Like I remember being so skinny. I was skinnier than you. You were 135. I was probably like, what was I?
I don't even know.
120.
We were both string
115.
beans.
We were string beans. And I mean, I guess I'm still a little skinny right now. Maybe that's just the body dysmorphia. But
well, you haven't officially gone through a actual bulk.
yeah,
So-
I'm super cut right now. I mean, I have a decent amount of muscle, but yeah, I need to, like, it's kind of too late to cut. I mean, it's too late to bulk right now. My plan is to bulk
In the
September, October. around that
Bulk in the
time.
fall. I mean, honestly, I
Yeah.
think we could all go for a nice bulk.
I'd bulk with you guys. That'd be hold
It
each other
su-
accountable.
It
You
sucks. It sucks.
I've never bulked.
You-
Like
yeah,
officially.
Yeah, same.
I've done like mini bulks, but like it's hard to go completely in for it because, I mean, honestly, when I look at myself and I'm cut, I feel good. Confidence is up. When you're got a layer of fat on your belly and you just a little plumper, it's like,
But that's honestly, so that reminds me. So going into freshman year of college, I did a very mini bulk, and I actually gained. Right now I weigh like 177 roughly, and going into freshman year of college, I weighed like 185, 186. Yeah, and I wasn't that cut. Like, I was muscular, but I wasn't cut like how I am right now, and that like obviously grew size, and then I cut down a little bit being in college, and
just eat different
looking
foods.
at myself before I bulked and after, I look way better. So now if you act like, I think us three, if we stick to an actual bulk, like actually bulk with the correct foods and stay consistent with it, I think we all will look so good at the end when we cut.
So why can't I lean bulk?
Can just takes.
That's what I'm talking
Just
about.
takes-
I don't like dirty bulking. Like,
well,
it's
I
just
didn't
a
really
lot more
dirty
fat.
bulk.
Yeah, I know.
I just ate a crazy surplus of protein and I guess not as much carbs as protein, but like I don't know, you're gonna put fat on no matter what. It's just
Yeah.
how it works. But then it's how fast you take the fat off that determines how much muscle's left.
Yeah.
So like if you do a severe cut, which I've done, sophomore year, I went from 198 to like 180 in like 6 weeks. Like I did like 1,500 calories a day max. And
Oh my God.
And then that time I was walking 5 miles a day as well, or running or walking 5 miles a day. So I was burning calories and only eating 1,500. So like I shred down so fast. The problem with that was I was cutting my muscle too. So like that's a sacrifice. If you're going to cut that fast and you get the results fast, you also cut your muscle. So I was actually, I cut the fat and then I also cut a portion of the muscle off too.
Were you eating like high protein meals and stuff?
I was
Or at least
eating,
trying
when
to?
I was cutting, I was eating like Greek yogurt, apples, and peanut butter for breakfast, just a cup for breakfast. I measured everything out. At that time, I had a girlfriend, so we did it together, but that is a long lost relationship. But anyways, we had done this together, which actually doing it with somebody is way easier because you hold yourself accountable. So
Yeah.
if
you go.
if you bulk or cut,
I
try
said-
to do it with somebody else, and you'll
Yeah.
feel more motivated.
I say we should all commit to the bulk this fall. What do y'all think?
We'll have to see where we're at, but
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, I probably will because you got to get big.
Hey, you know what they say? You can achieve more with like-minded people around you.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. So, how we feeling?
I'm pretty good. It's been a long day, but yeah, we drove up to La Crosse today because we.
Wait, I want to say when I started working out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mason.
Forgot to ask him.
It's been on the tip of my tongue. I just want to say shout out to my boy Enrique. He got me into the gym. We got free Planet Fitness memberships right around when COVID hit. So we were seniors in high school. We just got booted to online school. And he was like, dude. So him and I had decided to room freshman year for college at UWM. And he's like, dude, we got to get in the gym. Like, we got to get big for college or something like that. I'm sure it went along those lines. But yeah, he like got me into the gym, and him and I kind of tackled this new experience together. Going to Planet, we had our dumbass masks on at the time.
Funny.
But yeah, I remember I was pretty skinny, but I was also super ripped. I just didn't hold a lot of body fat. But I wanted to get bigger, you know? So going into freshman year, I was working out, and then we started eating this dorm food. And that is probably the most body fat I've ever had on my body since I was like a baby.
Yeah.
Like I've always
doubt it.
been skinny, and for the first time, like my abs were not showing. And it was because of
what it does.
It was because of the dorm food, dude. It was so bad.
Yeah.
It's literally just food to make you not hungry.
Yeah.
Like it's all it is. There's the nutrition in it is atrocious. Yeah, it's so. And then I guess being in college, it's like you're there and you're kind of like, oh, I can drink now whenever I want. So that's part of it too. So.
Well,
Yeah.
I will say, so Enrique and I were obviously rooming freshman year, eating the dorm food up until first semester ended, and then we decided to get a kitchen suite in the dorm second semester because we're like, dude, this dorm food is so bad. We need to start grocery shopping because there was a Pick and Save like 5-minute walk down the road. So we started to grocery shop for ourselves, eating like tons of chicken and rice and beef and eggs and just high protein, quality stuff. Whereas the dorm food was just so awful. That's all I remember about it. And switching to that kitchen suite in the dorms, we saved more money because we were paying more for the room, but we weren't paying for the meal plan, which was just atrociously expensive. So we were saving a good amount of money.
When I was.
And it was like I cut that body fat kind of right away just because I was clean eating.
When I was in lacrosse freshman year, and then COVID hit, they stopped feeding us out of the dining hall. And so they started feeding us out of a tent outside. And so my dorm was the dorm that, first of all, was the party dorm, right? It was where all the fun people were, that stuff went down. And
Pretty fun guy.
no, but like we got like everyone in it had COVID. Like they tested everyone, and so then they're like, well, none of you can leave anymore. So then they walked in with hazmat suits and they shut that whole thing down, and they set up like one of those party tents like you have at your graduation party, and they had a line in it. Then they would hand you a box of food, and meanwhile, this is like
They were in these hazmat suits handing you food.
no, but they're all masked up and stuff. But when they would come in the building, they'd be in full hazmat.
Oh my!
Like I have videos of them in the white suits and like the glass face mask. I'm like, dude, you got to be kidding me. And so our food would always be cold. Like it'd be like dried, crustified because it's been in this styrofoam container, and they have to pre-make it, right? They ship it out, and it's in this big box. And I mean, yes, they did the best they could, but it was so bad. Like, it was part of the reason why I did not stay that semester.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I do not miss the dorm food.
What do you mean you didn't say that semester?
Because I went home after about 21 days. My roommate and I moved out. We paid for the time we were there, and we got credited back for our meal plan and our housing.
So you left just because of the dumbass restrictions, and
yeah, and they were like, you can't leave your room. don't leave your room.
They were in a jail cell.
And they said that, and then my mom contacted them, and they were like, well, technically they can leave their room, but we just don't want them to. So then every day after that, I'd be taking walks, going for runs, doing all that stuff outside. And
So wait, so they told you that you weren't allowed to leave your room, but you actually were?
they told us we were not allowed to leave our room, and then we actually were technically, but they didn't want to spread and have people meeting up. So that's just kind of what they
It's
told
gonna
us.
spread either way, man.
Yep. But it was not a nutritional. It was not a very good nutritional meal. It's the bottom line.
Yeah, getting your nutrition in is the most important thing to
And
a
it's
diet.
the best way to combat the inevitable drinking habits that come with college.
Yeah.
I think that, eating healthy, or at least making an effort to know where my food is coming from and like what's in it, definitely kept me somewhat healthy,
Yeah.
after binge drinking,
Yeah.
every Thursday and Friday
We've
Yeah,
all done
freshman year.
We've all
Yeah.
done it.
happens to the best of us.
I mean, we could. That's another thing too. I mean, we've all been in that place where we treated our bodies like, whoa. We treated our bodies
Voice
like
crack.
we treated our bodies like absolute crap, and like we would go out on a Thursday night, wake up early, go to class. By the time your body finally recovers, you're smoking the 6-pack again, and you're just hammering down the beers again. And
No, you're splitting the 30 with your homie.
I mean,
yeah, dude. It takes a while for the alcohol to get processed through your body. So that's why you don't feel good if you're out drinking all weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. By the time Wednesday comes that week, your body's finally filtering all that out.
Yeah, and it's just an endless cycle. Which, I mean, it's fun because you're with your friends.
It was worth it.
Yeah, I mean, you get to experience all that stuff, but I mean, I don't know. Once you grow up, you kind of realize there's a little bit more to taking care of yourself and the repercussions that come along as you get older. And so I guess we're all at that point now where we're like, let's take care of ourselves, be the best we can be, see how much we can grow, and
Chase our dreams.
yeah, chase your dreams, I guess. Oh
There's
my
another
God.
voice crack.
Dude,
Holy
I'm going
shit.
I'm going back to middle school here.
Oh my god. Drink some water, bro.
Parched.
Anyways, so yeah, a lot of good points. I think that overall, if people understand how important diet is, along with lifting's 20%, I'd say diet is 80%.
Absolutely.
If they get
Absolutely.
those two things and they do research and get mentorship and learn and educate themselves and not just doom scroll on their phone, I think that if they combine that with just the act of starting with whatever it is, gym, I think personally, I think everyone should go to the gym no matter what. But whether it's gym or creating content or whatever it is, just start, and you're gonna fail and then start again. I mean, look at our clothing brand, look at our landscaping company, I mean, for you, with your personal brand, have you posted yet?
No.
See, you're trying to get over this hump.
I just
And-
have so much shit I gotta
Yeah.
edit. And I've been constantly up and doing stuff
Yeah,
where I never want to like sit down and just
But you-
stare at a screen and edit.
but you could though.
I could.
You could.
I'm making. So I justify it because I'm like actually out doing things.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you could
I
sit
could
down
make
for an
effort.
hour. You could sit down for an hour, and well, it sucks.
I did last night here.
There you go. Exactly. So you did make progress. I mean, that's all. As long as you make baby steps, you'll get somewhere. It's when you're saying, "I don't have time for it," every single day. I'll do
Yeah,
it
'cause you
tomorrow. I'll
do.
tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow.
Everyone, that's a good point. Everyone has time. No matter what you do,
So
you have time.
interestingly, I was listening to this podcast. It's called Modern Wisdom. I don't know if you guys have ever heard. The guy's name is Chris, the host. I forget his last name. But he had this lady on who studies, I think it was like phone usage and screen time and how it's affecting people and like phone addiction And I mean, I wasn't even halfway through the podcast, and it's a really important topic because she was saying that the average American spends, I think, 6 hours a day on a screen.
Damn, dude.
6 or 8 hours. And then that equates to like 71 days a year.
Just straight on your phone.
Yes.
Oh, I could believe
and if
that.
you think
Oh
like
my gosh.
how much of that is actually useful things. You know, you could be on your screen editing a video because you're creating content, or you could be on your screen watching content. Maybe that content is useful, like it's a gym tutorial that you're actually going to
Inspiration or
take
something.
and like apply in the gym.
Or a podcast or something.
Yeah, or you're learning something new that you're actually going to apply in life. But a lot of it, I would say, is just mind-numbing content. Sure, some of it could be educational, but if you actually don't apply that, it's just entertainment.
Yeah.
If you don't apply it in your real life, you're not actually using this great gift of the internet and technology where we have just an abundance of information right at our fingertips, where you can accelerate your growth and progress, where, you know, like a decade ago, you didn't have that opportunity.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, you know, we've all fallen victim to it, where we just mindlessly consume content and it's just so much of our time is pretty much being wasted of the one resource we can't get back.
Yeah.
She also made a point that time goes a lot faster in your brain when you're just on that dopamine cycle of watching entertainment.
Yeah, because you're just distracted. Yeah.
I tell people that I like in-person communication, or at least phone call or FaceTime, because there is so much more to communication and like experiencing another person than like words.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
Texting.
Well,
There's-
think about it. You have your when you text someone, you can't hear their voice. You can't
Yeah.
hear the meaning. You can't hear any of
The
that.
tonality, the inflection,
Yeah.
which I have none, but
Yeah.
you can't see their facial expression.
Well, and
You can't smell their sweet, sweet perfume or their...
Yeah, dude.
it creates a lot of confusion too, and it creates a lot of problems, I think. And like Snapchat for me is like kind of annoying, actually. I used to snap a lot, and now I just
You kind of step back and you're like, why? Why do you snap?
Yeah, well, part
For
of it for me, I think, is creating that falsification of friends. And while you snap people from your school, you snap people from your class. I mean, I snap you, but that's to text you about something that needs to happen now, because Snapchat has a buzz twice.
higher success rate
So-
with young Daniel over here.
Conversion rate. He's got a better conversion rate.
So like that, I don't snap you unless I don't know why I would snap you. I don't really snap you.
Yeah,
I
I'd
just text you.
rather send a picture on iMessage.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's like that false feeling of I have a shit ton of friends. Like, oh my God, all these people texted me. All these people said happy birthday. Oh my gosh, I got to respond to all my streaks, which means I'm popular.
It
And-
really is a false...
It's fake.
It's false affirmation.
Yeah. And that's it too. So some people need that affirmation of saying, oh, people want to talk to me. And actually, if you cut your phone off, how many of these people would call your mom
Definitely.
to see if you're okay?
The people with the highest snap streaks are the ones that lay in bed all day.
I mean,
Like, you're not actually with people experiencing things.
yeah.
you know
You're
what's
just-
really interesting?
I think you have a lot of friends.
When you're snapping someone, and let's say you have that stupid Snapchat thing that they have, the streak, and let's say you have like 100-day streak with them, that's like an incentive to keep snapping them. And let's say all of a sudden they leave you undelivered for 25, 26 hours. Streak's gone because it's over a day. And now you're sitting there wondering, no text, no calls, no communication has been done. what are you automatically thinking?
What did I do wrong?
What did I do
Yeah.
wrong? Are they mad at me? This,
Oh my
you're
God.
so think about relationships today.
Dude,
Like,
I remember in high school I dated a girl that like ghosted me. So our streak ended, didn't open like the snap.
it was just randomly.
yeah, just randomly.
Yeah. So you're sitting there thinking like, what the
I
hell
was like,
happened?
what the hell happened?
Yeah. So
And I'm so glad that happened.
yeah, there you go. But like, it's so interesting because like with relationships, they're on Snapchat and they usually start on Snapchat. I mean, I guess it could be text too, but when they're on Snapchat and there's a constant timer, right? When you snap them, there's gonna be a point that gets to be that makes you feel like, all right, why haven't they snapped me back? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a
Also-
constant time limit.
Yeah, on Snapchat, doesn't it say 6 hours ago? It doesn't say like the time they actually.
Yeah, so
Sent it?
yeah, so it says like 6 hours ago opened or delivered or whatever it was. But it tracks. Like it tracks when you sent, it tracks when they open, it tracks everything. They even have this like Snapchat Plus where
Oh,
if
yeah.
you're half swiping, you can see like little eyes that pop
Dude,
up. It's like,
When I would see
What the
people
hell is
half
that?
swipe, it would piss me off because like, I'd be with a male friend and they half swipe their other guy friend. I'm like,
well, it's yeah.
Are you
dude.
fucking
Yeah,
stupid?
It's so dumb. It's crazy, and I think Snapchat's ruining relationships because instead of a more mature relationship where you have two separate lives, but you come together for certain things, and when you communicate, you talk about your day. Imagine constantly being with someone 24/7, talking to them 24/7. You're gonna get sick of it. You're gonna get bored. And especially if you have their location, or if you're tracking them, or if you're tracking the last time you texted them and you're waiting for their response. That's what Snapchat does. You snap and, oh God, 30 minutes, 1
yeah.
hour,
and then
3
when,
hours.
when
5
they
hours.
don't follow that pattern
Yes.
of constantly texting,
Yes.
someone gets very, very
Yeah.
upset.
Yeah.
And starts getting jealous, starts making assumptions in their head.
Leads to overthinking, leads to anxiety. It's so screwed up. And like, yeah, I think with Snapchat, if you start to talk to someone, you pretty quick, you get a feel of the cadence of kind of when they reply, when they snap back, or even like text, when they text back. So you set the standard in your head for their responses.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's quicker, it's like, oh my God, oh my gosh, they're obsessed with me. Or like, let's say the standard in your head's about an hour or 2 hours subconsciously, and they wait 5 hours. You're like, what did I do wrong? When in reality, they might just be taking a nap, and you're just on the other side of the phone destroying like having the overthinking thoughts just destroy your mind. It's so stupid. I think this makes me want to delete Snapchat, honestly.
Yeah, I think social media is kind of screwed. But again, a lot of people don't trust. So like if you don't trust somebody, you're gonna want to know where their location is. I mean, I have locations with a lot of people. I mean, any girl I've ever talked to, this is my standard has been. I mean, I want your location. Just to
Oh
kind
my!
But like,
I can't.
I mean,
I can't either.
To me, I don't care. Like, I don't check the location. I could have it. I have like some people I know right now. I've got their location, but when the last time I checked it was, I don't even know. I don't check location unless I'm trying to find you at that moment. Like
people say like emergency. I mean, I have mixed feelings about it because if you have an emergency, you're gonna call either 911 or you're gonna call me or you're gonna call someone, like, you know what I mean? But like, what am I gonna do having your location and need to react like super quick?
I mean,
it gets you.
that's also for you. I mean, you might think a little bit more about it than I do.
Probably.
To me, it's just not that deep. Like, I just don't care to look. It doesn't mean anything. If you're gonna want to talk to me, you're gonna call me. You're gonna text me.
No, that's what I'm saying.
And
that's what I'm saying.
well, yeah, but I mean, I could have your location too, and I mean, I don't. That's not like we're talking. I need the location. We can't go any further. No, it's not like that. But like, if it comes up, I'm just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, having shared a location with someone, it's like having hawk eyes, just watching your every single move. It's like if you leave your house and you're dating someone, they're like, "Where you going?"
Well, I think that also
Where you
tells that
It's just so creepy, dude.
that tells a lot about them as a person, though. So I think it's a good thing, because nobody wants to be with somebody that says, "I see you left your house, dude. Are you going to the store?"
You have to hear this. So we have a mutual friend down in Milwaukee who dated this girl in college, and she lived in the same duplex, the room right below him.
Oh god.
Like 2 separate units, bunch of guys, bunch of girls, and she lived right below him, and she would text him like if he got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom.
Oh my god, dude.
She'd be like, "Why you should come down here, like let's hang out, like why are you ignoring me? Like I can hear you moving around."
Oh my god, dude. That is so cringy, bro.
That's so much worse.
Yeah. No, I can't deal with that stuff.
Imagine trying to get up in the middle of the night for some water, and all of a sudden you get a text from your girlfriend. She's like, "What are you doing?"
Well, I think
She put cameras in your room.
Oh my god, dude.
I think it's also different at like what your lifestyle is. Like as us, we're super busy. Like you can't even find time. You don't want to sacrifice time to sit down and edit because you want to go keep doing all this stuff. So it's like,
yeah. What are we gonna do?
To have like that someone ask what you're doing and why you're not responding. I mean, I don't look at my phone for hours. I mean, we were messing around outside, working on the truck, working on some of our equipment for 4 or 5 hours yesterday, and I had a bunch of people text me, and I don't respond. I mean,
Yeah.
I cannot have somebody that's a micromanager. That's what it is. It's a micromanager, somebody who's up your ass all the time.
Yeah.
And it's I mean, maybe it's a little vulgar, but that's just what it is. And
Yeah. Well, I think you get to a certain point in a certain age where it's like, all right, you're looking for a more mature relationship where it's not like tracking every single centimeter that you travel, in your location, So I think that, like, for the women out there that eventually will date one of us, I think that it is like all 3 of us are super busy, so we won't answer our phones as much, and that's just how it works when you're more busy.
When you do have that person you're talking to, you want to talk to them, but
Exactly.
like
You'll make time.
you gotta have it's a balance in everything. If you want to reach your goals, you gotta put time in, and yeah, I don't know. It goes for everything. You don't want to be too overbearing, over too much, but
I feel like if I start a new relationship, I try to make it clear that I favor, at least phone call over texting. Like if we're going to have actual conversation, besides like just snippets here and there of like, I don't know what you're doing during the day. But like if you're trying to have an actual conversation, like at least make a phone call, know? And also I feel like I'm not going to be the person to be sitting there and texting you all day constantly, No,
because you want to have something to talk about at the end of the day.
Yeah. And
That's what I believe.
I try to stay off of my phone, only pick it up intentionally. I try.
Not doom scroll.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's hard with an Apple Watch, to be honest. So I was thinking about this the other day. Like, I mean, having an Apple Watch that pings your wrist every time a notification comes through draws you to your phone. And some days I just am feeling like, you know what? I don't want to be so into my phone. I wear a regular, like, analog watch that doesn't have any notifications. And
so why do you even need those apps notifications in the first place?
I guess you don't. It's on my watch because part of it's nice when I'm doing landscaping or busy, like, because I don't have my phone on me all the time. So like when I'm working outside and I'm doing stuff, to have that notification, I can just kind of look.
Especially from customers. Like,
Yeah,
like
a lot of it
yeah.
is customers too. We can also say, okay, this customer's calling. Oh, this customer texted me, or we got a lead, or whatever it is. This person paid. But for like the mindless crap that I'm not doing anything today that's important, I don't need to talk to anybody. It's like I just need a break.
So I have a question. Have you guys explored the focus modes on iPhone?
I've seen
I've
it, but I don't.
explored Do Not Disturb.
So yeah, that's the most basic one. But
Jeez, bro.
That's-
on iPhone, you can customize your own focus modes, and I think that these are great tools for productivity. And you can watch like a YouTube video. It shows you how to set it up and be intentional, so you can decide what apps are shown on your homepage when you're in this certain focus mode. You can decide, like, so the way I do it, for example, when my phone tracks that I get to the gym, it turns on fitness mode. It changes my Apple Watch screen to where I can start a workout right on the home screen. It only shows me, like, I don't know, fitness related stuff and like the health metrics. It changes my phone home screen. It changes my wallpaper.
Really? Your phone can do that?
It changes
Can my phone do that?
It changes my apps to like grayscale. You know, like the app icons, it changes
Yeah.
to grayscale. It changes my background. It changes the notifications that it lets through. So it only lets like, actually, I think it silences all notifications for my gym mode. But it puts like all my gym and health and like essential apps on the home screen.
Wow.
So I customized it. And you can do that for everything. I have a work mode that turns on when I get to work. It changes the wallpapers, the Apple Watch, everything.
You have to
I would-
update your phone.
I would really
Yours is outdated.
What?
Your phone's outdated. That's why.
Oh, yeah. I've been procrastinating doing the update.
oh
'Cause I don't even know. I get notifications. I'm like, I'll do it later. And I forget.
so like I feel like setting up those focus modes, but then also taking the time and going into your settings, your notifications, and literally just turning off. I can guarantee you, or I'm willing to bet that at least half of your app notifications are on
Oh yeah.
Oh,
when
yeah.
they
But-
do not need to be.
About
Like
85% of them,
there's no
at
reason
least.
that you need to have a stack of more than 5 notifications at any given moment on your phone. I mean,
That's so
okay,
many.
you have your customers and like
That's the only thing.
your
yeah.
sample stuff. Dude, like that
Let me see it.
makes me cringe. He just scrolled for hours through his notifications
Yeah, that's
or
crazy.
for miles.
I got like YouTube and
So like, do you really need YouTube notifications?
StockX. We got
Do you really need StockX?
no. Oh, I got
You'll have to
DoorDash on here too.
You'll have to
Do you
show
really
us.
No,
I
I
do
don't. I don't need any of that. Know what I do need though? Alibaba.
Yeah. So like Alibaba, keep on messages, phone.
Yeah, Discord.
So interesting. Yeah. We got to use that. I think that'd be cool.
Because yeah, your phone buzzes every time, and that just
Or his
causing-
Apple Watch. His Apple Watch pings too.
That's just buzzing you
why-
for
yeah,
absolutely something ridiculous that does not deserve your attention, your time that you have such limited amounts of. You know, busy guy.
Well, that's why I put it on Do Not Disturb when I was sleeping that one time because it was just spamming
Yeah.
and I missed my alarm to wake up in the morning.
So you put it on Do Not Disturb, then you turn it off. You still see
I know.
100
It-
notifications.
I know. Then they all pop up here.
Yeah.
I do want to say one thing though is that going back a little bit to like calling versus texting stuff. People that want to talk to you are gonna call you. So if they want something right away that's important, you're not gonna call somebody for something. I guess you would sometimes depending on the person, but if you're gonna try to keep up with certain people, you're not gonna call somebody and be like, "Hey, did you eat breakfast today? Or what'd you have?" Like,
Yeah.
Well,
No.
sometimes people call to catch up.
well, yeah, like every once in a while, but like people, the meaningful stuff you're going to want to call somebody and get either an answer right away.
So what you're saying is like non-surface level information.
Yeah,
like if people want to be,
If they want something deeper,
Or they want to hear your reaction to something.
yeah, or
Like
they,
if I want to tell someone something exciting that like I know that they're gonna be excited about or be happy about, wouldn't you want to like hear their voice versus seeing?
some text.
Oh, they emphasize this word in their
yeah,
text message.
literally means nothing.
It's I
Yeah.
don't know,
I don't know. I
agree.
got some.
just more real.
I mean, I got friends up still in La Crosse. I've got some friends down south. I got some friends up north in Green Bay. I got friends everywhere. And the people that call me is the ones that I really stay in touch with a little bit more. I mean,
Absolutely.
I don't snap anyone anymore.
Nope.
I mean, every now and then I'll snap. Like today, I sent a snap. I put a post on my story because I was going back to La Crosse, and it was kind of fun. But
Yeah. Would you like to share what that snap was?
it was me in the car, and Danny was absolutely cashed out.
Yeah. I was so tired.
But
And he caught me lacking. I was just like,
well, yeah, I mean, that's like the one or few times that I'm on Snapchat that much, and I don't know,
yeah.
feels good to be like released from that streak.
Yeah. Very interesting. Well, relationships are, I would say, one of the most difficult things to navigate in humankind, if I don't say so myself.
Yeah, this stuff is
I think
hard.
you could be correct.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a lot of things that we went over are super important to remember. The iPhones and getting a nice schedule. You're gonna have to show me that and him.
Yeah.
after,
So
because
basically, it's just setting your phone up to be a tool, not a mindless.
Yeah.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
yeah,
Because, I mean, the phone is literally. This is another thing that the lady was talking about in the podcast. The phone and apps, most apps are designed to mimic slot machines. And we've
Yeah, dude.
all played slots.
yeah.
You know, like, yeah, you know how mind numbing it is, but it
But, like,
really gets it gets the chemicals in your brain working, and apps are literally designed after slot machines.
I mean, all content is. It's all content
Yeah,
that makes you want to go
that
back
actually
to.
is
you,
so interesting.
You pull down to refresh,
What's the next one?
and it scrolls down like a slot machine,
yeah,
and it's just unlimited.
and like with Instagram, it's like when you scroll, it's like what could happen next.
You could get something you really like.
Yeah.
You could get something you're like, that's all right.
Yeah.
You know,
slot machines.
you never
You
know.
could simply press the button like scrolling,
And you could be rich.
Yeah. So
It's-
that is such a good point.
It is
Wow.
like people often overlook the fact that your phones and all apps are literally engineered to be addictive
Yeah.
so that you keep coming back to them, because the more screen time you give them, the more money,
yeah.
you know?
Well, that's
So
why,
interesting.
like sometimes, like before bed, if you're not tired or something, you go on your phone, and then all of a sudden it's like an hour later, and you're like, "Dang, I just killed an hour of sleep for no reason, just because I was scrolling pointlessly." So, like, when my whole thing now is, I haven't been putting it on Do Not Disturb because I don't want to miss my alarm. That kind of pissed me off.
I didn't realize that silences alarms.
I didn't think so. I don't know. I mean, I missed.
There's
it.
also a sleep mode,
yeah, dude.
a
I don't
sleep
even
focus
know.
mode where you set it's got your bedtime and your alarm
Yeah, I gotta
right
I
on
gotta,
the lock screen there.
I gotta set that up soon. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been trying not to go on my when I go to bed. I just put my phone, flip it over because it is next to my bed because that's my alarm. But
That's
I try to flip it over, not have like any screen time right laying in my bed. Like
so that's not gonna happen if your phone is right next to you. I'm just being completely
Do you
Well,
honest.
Mason? Do you sleep with your phone in your room?
I do not.
Really?
I sleep with my Apple Watch on. So hear me out. I sleep with my Apple Watch on, and the phone and the watch are in sleep mode, so they wake me up at my set alarm time. And I charge my phone in the office room across the basement.
oh yeah,
I
that's
completely
smart.
removed my phone charger from my bedroom
Yeah, that's-
because I'll be in the middle of the night. I'll get up to go to the bathroom, and then I'll like see my phone, even though it's not right next to my bed. I'll pick it up and like check. Oh, did someone text me?
Yeah.
And then I'll get sucked into something else because I'll get an Instagram DM or like,
Yeah.
See, my whole thing is I know that if I go on my phone, it'll wake my brain up.
Yeah.
So then I stay away from my phone. Like I don't know why, but I was told that if you like turn the lights on, it starts waking your brain up, which I probably does. But like, so when
phones are worse. They got blue light.
So like if I go to the bathroom, I try to like not open my eyes. I try to like
I do that too.
I like try to like stay like I'm almost sleeping, and then I just go in, out, right back to bed. Don't look at anything, because as soon as you like, I mean, like in the morning sometimes I'm so groggy, I just pick up my phone and I look at it and it goes away. And so like
your grogginess goes away.
Yeah, it literally wakes me up within 5 minutes.
It's because of the blue light on the screen.
Within 5 minutes of me looking, I'm ready to get up.
It mimics daylight, and it tells your circadian rhythm or whatever that it's time to wake up.
Oh yeah.
Well, and it's hard too, because for us, we have manufacturers overseas who are up at the hours of the night. So
10 p.m. is our time, is their lunchtime.
Yeah.
So like we have to be, it's like, again, this could be seen as an excuse because you could just respond and then put it away. But at the end of the day, we try to get our stuff out, get the most information to them ASAP. And that revolves us being awake
And
like,
responding.
If I hear my phone buzz, I look. If it's not an orange notification, I don't worry about it. But if it's orange, I'm up and I'm looking at it to answer the problem.
So yeah, it's a little bit of sacrifice,
So
depending on the situation. But
I love solving people's problems. Sometimes I give people answers before they ask for it. I think that's why I have a hard time helping people, because I see their issue and I'm just like, do this. So with the sleep mode on your phone, you can set it to change the entire color of the screen. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, like sometimes if I'm hanging out with you late, my phone will automatically go into sleep mode and the entire screen will turn red.
I remember seeing that. Yeah.
So like, usually I'm up later than it turns on, so I turn it off. But, just something like that, if you were serious about not wanting to disrupt your rhythm, put a color filter on. It's in accessibility.
You'll have to show us.
You can change the entire hue to red.
Yeah,
red
that's
light.
so
I don't know.
cool.
We need to do something because we're on our computers late as well.
I'm assuming you can do it with your computers as well.
Yeah. You can do it on your Mac.
Okay. Yeah, we should look into that. I think
There's a lot of I would say that like the light is important. I would also I listen to a podcast on sleep, and I think the amount of light that comes in, it, again, wakes your brain up when the light comes through the windows. Where you sleep, if you're sleeping on a couch or you're sleeping on a bed, also like can change the way your body sleeps, the way your body feels. Because in your bed, you're like, okay, I'm supposed to sleep deep. I'm supposed to stay for a while. Like on a couch, you're almost like a light nap. Like when I was laying on the couch, I'm like almost half listening to the TV, half listening to whatever else is going on.
I crash on the couch and I am in a deep sleep. I love it.
And I wonder personally if you think you're in a deep sleep, but you're not.
I am.
Because there's
I promise you.
Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to talk to a sleep doctor, but you feel different when you get through that deep sleep. You feel refreshed, you feel awake, and you don't feel groggy. But when you wake up and your sleep's broken throughout the night, because typically our problem in our house is Danny sleeps on the couch.
Well,
and he wakes
okay,
up. Wait. He wakes up or gets woken up by our father at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. So his sleep cycle from 10 p.m. to 4 is broken into 2, like actually broken. So now he's awake. He gets usually scolded, and then he gets up to his bed. Which I wonder, like in total, just not like make fun of you, but like I wonder if that actually affects your sleep and how like tired you are when you wake up.
Well, yeah. I agree. To put that into context, I feel like I started sleeping on the couch just because I was so tired after working, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna throw on a movie. Then we have our fireplace, and then we have the TV, and then it's just the couch is just so
It's
comfortable.
cozy.
And then I've slept on it so many times that my body print is literally engraved into the cushion. So when I'm laying there, it's like I'm in my little cocoon. And then at 4 a.m, when my dad comes down, because he wakes up at the ass crack of dawn, and he comes in, he's like, Danny, what are you doing? I'm like, I wake up and I'm like startled. So
Heart's racing.
Okay, yeah. So
you
your
wake
cortisol, when you wake up, your cortisol kicks in a little bit. And sure, I would say that when it's broken like that, especially with dad scaring the shit out of me, that may not be a benefit. I think that may be.
I think it's a negative instead of
Yeah,
sleeping
definitely a
all the way
negative.
through the night.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I don't know.
But what I don't agree with though is the quality of sleep that I get on the couch. I think it's very similar to what I get in my bed, even though my bed is much more comfortable than my couch. To me personally, the couch is pretty comfortable.
Might just
So
have to
I-
steal
I don't
your
know.
bed.
I don't know. Everyone's different. So I mean,
I felt like I got decent sleep this morning.
did you sleep on that couch?
Not the couch that you're talking about, but the couch in your other room.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
our couches are broken in and they're super nice. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing too. Is our dad does not want him sleeping on the couch because it ruins the couch, ruins the cushions.
Well, it just
eventually.
wears down the cushions. Yeah.
And yeah, so that's part of it. But I think as like getting sleep, like my bed is super hard. It's old. The mattress is just not good.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that is also probably why I don't sleep very well.
Mm-hmm.
So I wake up a lot during the night. I do. I roll over. I wake up.
You got
I
to
wake
get in your
up.
bed. Yeah.
And so when I'm tired, that's part of it. You don't get a good night's sleep. Whereas your bed is so soft and comfortable, and it just kind of sucks you in. And yeah, I kind
Do you
of
like his bed?
I crashed in it right here, and Mason was sitting here last night, and I was just like cashed out.
Yeah, bro.
And this dude
Go in
sleeps
your own
on
bed,
the couch.
man.
This dude sleeps on on the couch instead of his bed, and
Well,
I had to sleep in the
The one
bed.
thing with me is, I said this before, it's the fireplace and the TV. Like having the fireplace running, it's warm, the couch with its comfortability, and the TV, it's just listening to something. And I don't know, just a combination of all those things relaxes me. But I do agree with you that if I fell asleep at 10 p.m., stayed in my bed the whole entire night, and didn't wake up once, that's definitely way better for
And you probably would not be as tired in the morning.
Probably. Yeah. And also, sleep is one of the most important things with muscle development too, and growing muscle, because that's when your body heals itself.
So maybe that's why you're so skinny.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding. But like on a real note, I don't know. Sleep is important. If you're not sleeping enough, I mean, I don't really know how. I'm not a sleep doctor, so neither of us really know how much it really affects your.
But from personal experience, sleeping in your bed the whole night,
and
definitely
also
way better for you.
Without scrolling for
Without scrolling,
right before bed.
whole night of sleep, good diet, working out consistently, all those things are going to lead you to a healthier lifestyle.
Mentally
Mentally
too.
and physically, physical health, mental health.
I'd say
Hand in
mentally
hand.
is probably the biggest benefit
Mm-hmm.
because it's good to be physically healthy, but it's very hard to be mentally healthy if your body is not healthy.
Yes.
It is
Mental health
very-
and physical health go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
very
one,
interesting.
one thing for me lately, I've been getting up in the morning really early, and the hard part is getting to bed early enough. So I have been this last week kind of exhausted the entire week. That's why I've been sleeping so much, is because I've been staying up too late working on these brands and trying to formulate these clothes, make sure all the information gets to the manufacturers on time, because the more information gets there, the faster we get our stuff. And so I'm sacrificing my sleep because I still want to get in my routine. And at the end of the day, it's making me tired and out of sorts. And I don't know. I've slept a lot this week. I mean, I slept in the car. You were on our way back from lacrosse this morning.
Yeah.
And you're like, why are you sleeping so much? I'm like, because I'm exhausted. I feel tired. And
all those energy drinks, man.
Well, yeah, you're trying to.
Yeah. But very interesting. I think we covered a lot of good points in this podcast. I think the overall main goal for our viewers for this video is making sure you just start with whatever it is. You just start, and when you start, you do your research, you do your due diligence in getting the information and knowledge that you need to be successful in whatever you start with. And I think using, like you said before, like your iPhone and your MacBook and everything that can be distractions, you use those things as tools instead of things that hurt you. So putting all those things together, I think you'll be physically more healthy, mentally more healthy, and you'll be able to just destroy your goals.
I mean,
way better. So,
yeah. I mean,
do you have anything else to say?
As one wrap up kind of point for me, at least, example A is we went from that college life to binge drinking a lot, partying a lot, staying up till 3 a.m. a lot. And now we've pretty much reduced our drinking to almost none. And I feel way better. I'm sleeping better. I'm in a better routine. I'm physically active. I've disciplined myself to work out every day, do cardio every day, which for me as a person, cardio is important. Balances my brain. I feel overall calm. And I don't know, you got to figure out yourself, figure out where it works best for you. And yeah, that's pretty much all you can do. Just kind of don't follow the norm because that's what everyone does.
The norm
do what you do because it's good for you.
Yeah. The norm isn't, in my opinion, the norm isn't where you want to go. It's, drinking is normalized. Drugs are normalized. You just kind of have to put your foot down and say, this is what I want to do for me. No matter if I get laughed at, mocked, made fun of, doesn't matter. Whatever you do it well and just start. So, Mason, any last words?
That just makes me think of, I've been mocked for making an effort to eat healthy before.
Really?
Which is just, I don't know, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's not normal to eat healthy and unprocessed foods, or at least try to make an effort to cut most processed foods out of your diet. And it's sad that people will mock you for it. When, not that it hurts my feelings, but it hurts me to know that they're not doing it for themselves.
Yeah.
Or they're just putting negative energy out toward
because
you.
Mentally, like, it just makes you so much clearer. Physically, makes you so much healthier, way less complications right now and down the road. I mean,
yeah,
especially as someone who's super young. I don't know. I just wish the best for everybody, and I wish they would, instead of, judging someone just based off first glance because they're doing something different, maybe ask, why do they do that? Why do they put in effort to, like, eat differently than literally everyone else around you? So
yeah,
I don't know. Not like, it doesn't hurt my feelings. It hurts me to know that, I want the best for people and they don't see the benefit that it could have in their own lives.
Yeah. Well, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say that can be a whole nother conversation. That is like the can of worms that we could definitely dive into. Yeah. I don't know.
Which part?
Food in general and just healthy habits and what comes along with trying to be healthy and how other people see it.
Like you're saying, like specifically in diets.
Yeah, like choosing to do fad diets or choosing to do keto, whatever you choose to do, and kind of what comes along those lines.
Yeah.
I think there's a depth to that. And just as people who try these diets, I mean, we obviously all don't study it, but I think it's something we can definitely talk about eventually.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we have experience.
I was gonna say, with what you said before about like people mocking or judging or things that they have to say about when you try something new or try and better yourself that's, you know, outside of the norm. And I saw something, it was either in a podcast or somewhere, and it kind of stuck in my head. It's like the reason why, most likely the reason why people make fun of you is because what you're doing is the reminder of the risk that they didn't take or the steps that they're not actively taking to better themselves. So, you know, when you're posting online and they see it as, oh, it's just they're just posting, you know, constantly, and it's
He's
annoying,
a
and
wannabe
he's
influencer.
a wannabe influencer, da da da. But in reality, you have a goal, and you're taking those steps that are risky, whether it's eating healthy, because you know you're still, even when you eat healthy, like people usually don't eat healthy, so they're gonna be like, oh my god, of course you're a health nut, or you know, whatever stuff like that. But like what I've seen it most often is in content creation where, you know, wannabe influencer, da 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 da, and but in reality, they're just like inside when they look in the mirror, it's like honestly, it's like damn, like why didn't I do it? Because like all of a sudden, when you start to gain followers and you start to actually get closer and closer to your goal, then they're like, oh, instead of oh, they're a wannabe influencer, it's like I used to know them.
Well, it's part of that is I just lost my train of thought.
No. Well, it's okay. How about this?
It's
You
pretty
sa-
late, and
Yeah.
we've been on this for over an hour and a half.
Yeah,
Dang.
that's crazy. Yeah, we got to wrap this up. So save your thoughts for next podcast.
I did want to just finalize
Yeah.
next week. We're going to be talking a little bit more about our clothing brand, kind of some of the nuances, some of the struggles, kind of that. That's what we're going to be, or what you can expect a little bit more of. And then we're going to be starting to talk about what we're going to be releasing and kind of this drop that's coming up in a few months.
Yeah,
Sick.
that's super exciting. Yeah, all three of us are super excited to show you guys. So that's going to wrap it up for the Lat Cave podcast part 2. Yeah, next week we're going to be talking about what Drew just said. And yeah, thank you for joining us.
Peace out.
Peace out.
See you later.
Is my screen red?
No.